Hi, I'm Tracy Barnes-Priestley. This week on What's on Your Bucket List, we join a curious couple as they learn about the Native American history of Humboldt Bay from one of the Wiyot tribe's most revered members. Then, just across the bay, a daughter of a railroad man gets a one-of-a-kind ride she's been wanting since she was a little girl. Coming up next on What's on Your Bucket List. I met our first guest at the Madaket dock on Humboldt Bay. We could not have asked for a better day for what we are about to do on this segment of What's on Your Bucket List. This is my guest, Susie Jennings. What are we doing today?
We are going on a tour on the beautiful old Madaket out to see the islands.
Yes, yes.
So we're very excited about that.
Good. We are very excited as well. You have a certain spirit about you. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My husband and I are lifelong learners and lifelong travelers, and we are curious about just about everything.
We're not going to be disappointed today
No,
with this
I don't
one.
think so.
You are a retired teacher and administrator,
Yes.
correct?
That's correct.
Is Southern Humboldt?
In Southern Humboldt, 33 years in that district.
Yeah. And your husband's a retired...
State park ranger.
Now, technically, you were the one who filled out the application
Yes.
and submitted it.
Yes.
But at every step of this process, you've said you'd really like John to come along.
Yes, yes.
Because you like to share your adventures.
We love sharing experiences, and we feed off each other's interests and
Yes.
questions and curiosities.
Now, one of the things I really enjoy about doing this show is that I've seen how it propels members of our audience to try things they've never done before, or to kind of get out of their comfort zone. What was it about this particular idea that you thought, well, I really want to do that, but I'm not sure how?
That's a
That
big
was
part
it.
of it. We wanted more information. We've been years and years ago, we've been on the Madaket, but we're really particularly interested in what the history of the islands are and what the current uses are.
Shall we go?
Let's go.
All right, let's.
All right.
Susie and I were excited to finally board the Madaket, and I took the opportunity to speak with our captain. Thank you so much for having us.
It is our pleasure.
Ah, well, you made it all happen. This is Leroy Zerling, who's the captain of the Madaket, but you're also the backbone of reviving and making it alive.
I've been with the boat for 54 years now,
Oh my goodness.
and I started out washing it. And in 1983, it was bought by the Maritime Museum that my father founded.
Oh, I did not know.
And we take care of the Zerlang family, and a lot of other people take care of the Madaket for the community. And we appreciate people riding it because that's what keeps it alive.
Now, this boat, it has a pretty illustrious history, right?
Built in 1910, built on Humboldt Bay, never left Humboldt Bay. Originally, she was called the Nellie C. In 1934, she was sold and renamed the Madaket. Oldest passenger carrying vessel in continuous service in the United States.
Wow.
112 years old, Coast Guard certified vessel in immaculate condition, and a Humboldt Bay treasure.
And I want to thank you
Thank you.
so
It's always
much.
our pleasure to work with the Wiyot tribe.
Our guide for the day was Dr. Cheryl Seidner, former tribal chairwoman and current cultural liaison for the Wiyot tribe. We boarded the Madaket, and I introduced her to our enthusiastic guests. After the required safety demonstrations, Captain Zerlang sounded the horn, and we were underway.
Well, you're riding on Wiyot. That's the name of the bay.
How do you spell that?
Well, you got to remember, we do not have a written
right,
language.
right.
That's right.
So
Yes.
we had to go to a linguist, and they came up with me.
That
the
aren't your original, yeah.
W-I-G-I.
Okay.
And say that again, please.
Wiki.
Wiki.
Okay.
And so the island was dubbed Indian Island, and when we got most of the island back except for 10%, which is privately owned, the tribe decided to go to a village name, which is not the name of the island for sure, but we took the village name of Tuluwat.
Mm-hmm.
So Tuluwat is the new name of the island. And us old birds have to remember that, because I keep calling it Indian Island. We were moved 3 times. Once to Round Valley,
Wow.
once to Hoopa area, and once to Smith River.
Wow.
And we kept coming back. And so finally the government said, leave them alone, because they keep coming home. They know, they're like salmon. They know where their home is, and we keep coming home.
Cheryl pointed out the egret rookery, noting that some people have an incorrect belief about its origin.
They said that egrets are the souls of the Wiyot people who were murdered here
Oh.
in 1860. And they said that represents all. I said, well, I guess it could be, but that rookery wasn't there until the Daquat put it there.
Is that right?
So Daquat is a newcomer, or some people call it white people.
So how much, in terms of the Wiyot territory, what was the overall?
From Little River, which is just south of Trinidad, north of McKinleyville, all the way down to Mattole. And we go into Chalk Mountain in the foothills, and we go up to Berry Summit.
All the way up to Berry Summit. Wow. And what part did the islands play in your culture?
That's our creation story. That's where we came from, right there.
Ah, gave me goosebumps.
Yes.
Yeah, my mother is the one who told me about the story of Indian Island and of Tuluwat. At that time it was Indian Island. And she told me of the massacre and how our family survived. The baby found on the island was her great-grandfather.
Wow.
I see.
Wow. And was that the only survivor?
Oh no, there were
Okay.
a few more, not many more, but a
many.
few more.
Yeah.
But they were having the World Renewal Ceremony at the island, and people, the hostile people, decided that they were going to come out, because that's when all the tribes were together. The Yuroks, the Hupos, the Karuks, and maybe some Tolowas came down, because World Renewal Ceremony was for the world, so everybody was
It was
participant.
inclusive.
And we not invited, but no one was turned away. White people, whoever, were not turned away. And so that's what they did. And so there was a big group of Native American people on the island. And what happened was that they came in and they killed everybody, as many as they could. And they didn't use guns, they didn't use rifles, they didn't do anything. They used clubs and axes.
Oh. Was it like a militia group?
Well, that's what they said.
Oh.
So you scalp so many, you get $5 for a male scalp, a couple of bucks for a female, and a couple of dollars for a child. Only people remember is the massacre on the island. They don't remember the massacre at the mouth of the river, Eel River,
Oh.
The same day?
within the same 24 hours. And there was another one now, I can't remember where the other one was, but there was 3 of them, and they nearly wiped out the Wiyot tribe.
It was that
We're tough.
coordinated.
We're tough, man. We came back with a vengeance.
You have to be. Unfortunately.
And you want to know why people are hostile.
Right.
You don't
right.
want to know why Native Americans are hostile. Not only were our land was taken from us, wherever it is in the United States, but that, again, that's a long time ago. That happened a long time ago. We're living in today's society. We need to be able to continue to be gracious. and to be kind and thoughtful for one another. You can't live in the past. You got to go forward, and you got to mend bridges if they need to be mended. And then you just don't worry about the past. The past is over with. You got to be here and now and be present.
The Wiyot tribe has certainly moved forward. Through massive fundraising, the tribe eventually bought back the 1.5 acres where their village once stood. Then, in 2004, Eureka passed a resolution to return another 40-plus acres. But history was truly made in 2019 when Eureka finally returned approximately 200 acres. Nearly all of Tuluwat Island was once again home to the Wiyot people. And though the tribe had begun restoring their ancestral lands years before, Cheryl described the remaining work as
massive, millions of dollars of cleanup. And we had, in some parts of the island, we had to wear hazmat suits.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And you can only go down so far because this is a sacred site. Burial sites there and things. So we had to be very careful.
When then was the first World Renewal? After it was cleaned
2015.
up? What was that like, Cheryl?
Oh, it was fabulous. We started it off here on the island. Then we went down to Peatmod, which is on South Jetty.
South Jetty. Okay.
And then we came to the reservation to finish it off. It was good.
Cheryl told us the tribe hopes to put a ceremonial house on the island with a dressing area for the dancers, perhaps a large kitchen, and also a small house for the caretaker. Susie was also curious about the flag flying above us.
I designed that.
You did?
Well, I didn't design all of it. But the middle center part of that is the logo for the tribe. And then we put Wiyot tribe around it. And then that's my basket cap design around the outer edge.
You folks on board today have done something that most people that have lived in this community have never done. You have just circumnavigated Tuluwat Island.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Leroy.
Cheers.
We've just had an incredible cruise.
Yes, we
What'd
have.
you think?
We learned so much from Cheryl. We got to learn about her culture, the history, the future, and we're just so grateful to you for putting it together because it was not easy, and to Cheryl for coming and spending the morning with us. Thank you so much.
I've never been on anybody's bucket list before, so this is a new experience for me.
What's on your bucket list?